Greetings. I am Kryon of Magnetic Service. And I want to communicate with all of you about your own magnificence. You tend to forget the creator inside of you, that you are a fractal of God, that you host divinity within you. You are a co-creator. And you tend to forget that magnificence of the creator inside of you. And the message that I want to give you, based upon some of the energies and density I've been experiencing lately, I think it's something that's well invested in, to recall, to remember, to reaffirm our divinity, that we are all fractals of God. There's something you need to know about the human being that walk on this planet currently. There's an odd state of neutrality that we manifest here in this third dimension with. It's this free choice, this free will that we're given, the way that it's been designed to go any way you want. You are able to do with your consciousness as you will, according to your belief, your actions, and that there are no consequences is what people, I think, have been misled to believe, that there are no consequences for our actions after we die, and that is not what you've been told. That's part of the test of consciousness in general of humans, how this planet, how it will evolve if it's left alone in an atmosphere of dark and light, of duality. What will this planet, what will the collective choose to do? What will we choose to do in this time of a great shift, a great reset? But that's what this is about. This great shift that's what this COVID has all been about the last couple years. It's almost like a reboot, a reawakening to things that are important to us, to all of humanity. Do we choose which timeline? Choose move into a higher, lighter vibration? All of this started to roughly with the great harmonic convergence in 1987, and really with the 2012 monumental awareness of according to the Mayans, but that was misconstrued. It's actually with 2021, but the 2012 timeline was significant. It was another type of ascension. It was an ascension, but it was just the numbers were a little flip-flopped. It's 2021, but we've been going through that great ascension. And the magnetic grid is changing. There's a lot of things that are shifting, that are changing. And it's part of this new consciousness. It's all related to the earth, to the magnetics of the planets, to the sentience, the awareness of the planet, to Mother Earth itself, and consciousness getting to shift the old darkness of the old ages, starting to diminish all that darkness with new thoughts, new awareness that we're starting to bring in to an awareness of a higher integrity that we hold ourselves to as a human collective. We need to examine what we truly want as a society, that we're through with war, these things. This awareness has came at the right juncture, where starting with the Berlin Wall as it fell down, you would see a higher vibration gradually manifesting. And I want to tell you further about your divinity as you increase your awareness of all these esoteric things that you perhaps even participate in this circle of 12. As you start to recognize and believe and know other dimensions, the higher dimensions, beyond this third dimensional digital matrix. There's an esoteric model, if you will, or a metaphor, in other words, that is solid, that you won't forget. But this is to remind you of your divinity, to remind you of your power as a magnificent fractal of God, that you have a bubble of protective light around you. All of you who are awakened, who are aspiring on that path to awaken, but an awareness of divinity, that you are able to invoke a protective bubble of light, of divine light around you. The higher thoughts that you think, the more that you manifest divinity and resonate with divinity, the more aware you claim, or the more aware you are that you of the understanding of the love of our Creator that manifests within you as a fractal of God, the more of this knowledge that you manifest and put in on yourself and practice and manifest in your thoughts, your awareness, the more that is practiced in your life, the stronger that bubble becomes, that bubble of light. It's a bubble of protection. As you walk from place to place, dark things bounce off that bubble. If you want to use this metaphor of the bubble of the boy and the bubble of the girl and the bubble of the human collective in the bubble, the human family in a bubble, but know that it is a divine light bubble, if you will. And this awareness of this bubble, especially for light workers, that cuts you as a light worker, a light warrior even, that cuts right through the darkness. And this divine light will not let the darkness get in, especially if you're able to hold compassion within your heart, if you're able to practice unconditional love, even for those who would seek to harm you. The more that you're conscious of that fractal of divinity within you, that God source awareness, it's your divine right that's been given to you right at your birth. And the more you can sense that and feel that and understand this form of protection, this bubble, this protection is yours. It's yours by divine right, but you got to keep in mind that is there as long as you are doing your part as an awareness. The angels don't leave you, that God doesn't leave you. What leaves is your connection, your awareness. If you choose to pursue darkness through your ego illusion, well, you can't expect that divine light, that divine bubble to be there for you if you're not thinking about it, if you're not invoking it, if you're not living within the divine geometric sacred geometry of how that light bubble manifests. I mean, it's not suddenly that your angels are not guarding you, the guides are not guarding you, your guides aren't guarding you. It's come from you, it's come from us. When we turn our backs on that divine protection or that awareness, I mean, evil entities, both esoteric and physical, can they attach themselves to you? So in other words, are you playing the victim? Are you playing the victim role? Some dark, evil black magician is, seeking to harm you. It's you're being persecuted. You're playing this victim mentality. But no, you'll often find that the evil entities are there because you invited them in some way. But if you have any darkness, if you've compromised with darkness in any way, if you've turned your back, if you've compromised your light, diluted your divinity through any kind of activity involving darkness, well, that bubble of light, it just sort of develops a crack. It develops, a weakness. And another great metaphor of darkness is divine in this way. If you think about it as the absence of light, what is darkness but the absence of light? As long as you don't have light, a lot of dark things can be around if the light is absent. But as soon as light enters the picture, the darkness is erased. You realize that, don't you, right? If you have a black room just filled with darkness and things that go bump in the night or whatever, and you turn on the light, say, I'll leave, because they cannot exist. The darkness cannot exist in the light. Because the definition of darkness, the very definition of darkness is the absence of light. Turn on the light, the darkness leaves. Darkness does not want any part of light, of you who holds the light. Light warriors, light workers, dark entities don't want any part of you because they can see the divinity coming. Wherever you walk, they leave. You have to know that. You have to walk that light, be that light. And I'm here to tell you, it works. It definitely works. I just walked down to the local Catholic church here this morning, and I'm going to tell you, darkness saw me coming. Darkness went the other way. And that's not any kind of egotistical boast. It's just the mere fact that when you are aware of your divinity, you have not compromised yourself on any level, that you know that you're in the right in your walk, in your soul walk, in your soul path, and where it is, and you hold that light within, and you've invoked your pillar of light through your guides, your spirit guides, your archangels. Darkness can't fool with that. Darkness will just turn around and just go find something that's, I guess, easier pickings, what have you, but not with the family of light, not up in here, not up in God's house, y'all. Namaste, namaskaram.